Ikenna never imagined he would end up as a bus conductor. He had once been a bright young boy with dreams of becoming an engineer. His father, a local carpenter, had struggled to send him to school, but when sickness took him away, everything changed. Ikenna's mother did her best, selling fruits by the roadside, but life became unbearable. The day Ikenna finished secondary school, his mother sat him down. "My son, I know you want to go to university, but there is no money," she said, tears filling her eyes. "Your younger siblings need food, and I am not as strong as I used to be. You are the man of the house now." Ikenna nodded. He knew what that meant. There would be no university, no engineering degree, no bright future. A neighbor introduced Hai Kim to Baba Tunde, the bus driver, and just like that, Ikenna became a conductor. At first, he hated it. The shouting, the insults, the struggle to balance on a moving bus while collecting money, it was nothing like the life he had imagined for himself. But when he sent his first earnings home and saw how his siblings ate a full meal for the first time in weeks, he decided he would endure it. For the next 2 years, he worked tirelessly, hoping that one day, something would change. Chief Benson Adiwale was having a terrible day. His driver had called in sick, and his backup driver was unreachable. To make things worse, his luxury car had developed a sudden fault that morning. He had an urgent business meeting on the island, and he couldn't afford to be late. Frustrated, he decided to do something he had not done in years: take public transport. Dressed in an expensive navy blue suit, he stepped out of his mansion and waved down a yellow bus. He had no idea what kind of experience awaited him. The moment he entered, he regretted his decision. The seats were cramped, the air was thick with sweat, and the conductor, a young man in faded clothes, was shouting at the top of his voice. Chief Benson adjusted his watch, determined to endure the ride. He just needed to get to the office. Then, the conductor turned to him and stretched out his hand. "Ogre, your money na 500 naira. Chief Benson frowned. He was used to people recognizing him and treating him with respect. Who was this dirty boy demanding money from him? "I don't carry loose change," he said dismissively. "Sir, everybody must pay," the conductor insisted. Chief Benson's patience snapped. Who was this boy to challenge him? With one swift motion, he slapped the young man across the face. "Fool! You will never be anything in life." The entire bus went silent. Ikenna touched his burning cheek but said nothing. He had learned long ago that life was not fair to people like him. That night, as Ikenna was cleaning the bus, something caught his eye. A black leather wallet lay under one of the seats. He picked it up and opened it. Inside, he found thick bundles of cash, credit cards, and an ID card. His heart pounded as he read the name. Chief Benson Adiwale. The same man who had insulted him. His friend, another conductor, peeked over his shoulder. "Chai. Money don land. This is your blessing, oh." Ikenna swallowed hard. The money could change his life. It could pay for his mother's treatment, buy clothes for his siblings, and even help him start a small business. But something inside him resisted. He closed the wallet. The next morning, he found himself standing in front of a tall glass building. He felt out of place among the men in suits, but he took a deep breath and walked in. A security guard frowned at him. "What do you want here?" "I found something that belongs to Chief Benson," Ikenna said. The guard laughed. "You? A bus conductor? Returning money? Get out of here." Just then, a voice spoke behind them. "What's going on here?" Chief Benson stepped outside. When his eyes landed on the wallet in Ikenna's hand, he froze. "Where did you get that?" "You left it in my bus yesterday." Chief Benson snatched the wallet and quickly checked inside. Everything was intact. He stared at Ikenna in disbelief. "You didn't take anything?" "No, sir." Chief Benson was silent for a long time. Then, for the first time since they met, he smiled. "Come to my office," Chief Benson said, leading Ikenna inside. The office was unlike anything Ikenna had ever seen: polished floors, leather chairs, and a breathtaking view of the city. He shifted nervously in his seat. Chief Benson sat across from him and studied him for a moment. "What is your name?" "Ikenna, sir." You are an honest man, Ikenna. That is rare. Tell me, what do you want in life? Ikenna hesitated. He had spent so long surviving that he had stopped dreaming. I just want a better life, sir. I want to do something meaningful, take care of my family, and not struggle forever. Chief Benson nodded. I respect that. What if I told you I could help? Ikenna's eyes widened. Sir. Chief Benson leaned back. I started from nothing, just like you. But someone gave me a chance, and I worked hard. I see that same hunger in you. Come back tomorrow, I have a job for you. Ikenna could hardly believe his ears. The next morning, Ikenna arrived at Chief Benson's office, his heart pounding with nervous excitement. He had barely slept, wondering what kind of job a rich businessman like Chief Benson could offer someone like him, a boy who had never stepped into a university classroom. Chief Benson gestured for him to sit and leaned forward. Ikenna, I won't lie to you. I can't magically turn you into a big man overnight. But I can give you an opportunity. The rest is up to you. Ikenna nodded eagerly. I'll do anything, sir. Chief Benson smiled. Good. You remind me of myself when I was younger. I started from the ground up, and that's where you'll start too. He handed Ikenna a small envelope. Inside is an appointment letter. From today, you're a logistics officer at my company. Ikenna's hands trembled as he opened the letter. He scanned the paper, barely believing what he was reading. He wasn't entirely sure what a logistics officer did, but one thing was clear: he was no longer a conductor. On his first day, Ikenna realized that his job was nothing like conducting. He was placed under the company's transport and supply department, where he managed the movement of goods, supervised drivers, and ensured deliveries were made on time. At first, it was overwhelming. There were computers, paperwork, and technical terms he didn't understand. But Ikenna was determined to prove himself. Instead of shying away, he asked questions. He observed. He stayed late after work, watching how things were done. His colleagues noticed his dedication, and some took him under their wing. Chief Benson kept a close eye on him. One day, he called Ikenna to his office. How are you finding the job? It's challenging, sir, Ikenna admitted. But I'm learning. Chief Benson nodded approvingly. That's what I like to hear. Keep it up. Months passed, and Ikenna's hard work paid off. He became one of the most trusted logistics officers in the company. His street-smart nature, which had helped him survive as a conductor, made him excellent at negotiating with transporters and suppliers. His honesty and reliability earned him the respect of his colleagues. One evening, after a major successful delivery, Chief Benson invited Ikenna for a private dinner. Over the meal, he said, Ikenna, you've proven yourself. I want to send you for professional training. You have potential beyond this job. Ikenna was speechless. Chief Benson sponsored Ikenna for a logistics management course, giving him the chance to learn formally what he had been doing in practice. It wasn't university, but it was education that mattered. With time, Ikenna was promoted to supervisor, then operations manager. And one day, 5 years after he had walked into Chief Benson's office as a logistics officer, he was appointed head of logistics for the entire company. When Ikenna pulled up at the bus stop in his black company car that day, it wasn't just to show off. He had come to find Baba Tunde, the driver who had once given him a chance. Baba Tunde, he said, stepping out of the car, I need a responsible driver for my company. Do you want the job? Tears filled the old man's eyes. He could barely speak as he nodded. As Ikenna drove away, he smiled to himself. Life had come full circle. He had started from the streets, but he didn't let the streets define him. He had been mocked, insulted, and beaten down, but he had risen above it all. Fate had given him an opportunity, and he had proved everyone wrong.
Please press subscribe button. It helps us bring you more interesting stories. Your support keep us going. Please subscribe.